Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be another segment of Behind the Reviews, and we'll be talking about ratings. And more so kind of like a numerical rating, out of 10, out of 5, kind of like that. A good friend of mine suggested that I should add this into my reviews, and for the longest time I have not been doing so. I think a couple of times I might have done it, but not a normal thing. And that got me thinking why I have not, or why I've been leaving that off. And I thought of two viable answers. For one, it is a subjective opinion of the reviewer. Sometimes I find there's a review and the reviewer said it's not good. You know, it's missing articulation, or there's a lot of gaps, quality control, as such. And when I got mine, I have no issues on mine, and the figure is actually really great, and I really like it. So it's subjective, and it depends on the person's preference, whether they, certain things, and also attachment. Because some reviewer might have watched the show, have more info about it, and generally likes it more than someone who just bought it just for aesthetic look. So there's a bit of ambiguity right there. The second reason why I left that off is it lengthens the review. When I did one for the Ashigaru Stormtrooper, just for a test run, it adds another 5 minutes. And from experience, I prefer to kind of just keep it short and simple in terms of my review. For the most part, my reviews ranges, for the standard review, ranges about 12, 13, or even up to 15 minutes. That's usually my time frame. But there are exceptions where certain figures have more accessories, more gimmicks, and definitely needs more than that. And that ranges from more than 15 to half an hour. And that's acceptable. But yeah, it's just the viewers in general, even myself, when I look at reviews, I prefer something more concise. Probably within 5 minutes, and just get to the point, what are the highlights, and that's it. But on my reviews, I kind of want to show a little bit more, as if you're actually holding the figure on your own and trying out certain things. And a couple of times I've helped out someone figure out how to put a certain weapon, or how to attach it, or finding a new gimmick by doing that. So I kind of stick through that, and it does lengthen the review a lot, especially when I'm struggling. And that's another thing I want to share with my viewers out there, that certain times it is difficult to swap out even the hands or just the accessories, and I kind of want to add that into the review. The frustration. And it just depends on the viewer if they like that or not. Yeah. So those are my two, probably the two reasons why I have not been adding those ratings. But anyways, I'll probably start doing it, and it might be a good thing. For those who like that kind of thing. But for the time being, kind of like what I did with the Stormtrooper, I'll put that in the description. Unless, of course, you guys want me to talk about it. And again, that's going to be another 3 to 5 minutes longer, or could be even longer. Now, in my rating system, I'm going to be doing from 1 to 10. And for the most part, number 5 is kind of like more neutral, I guess. I'll go with neutral. Like, it's okay. 6, a little better. 7 is about average, on a more of a positive side. 8 is above average. 9, it's almost there, just I'm missing a few things. And 10 is perfect, which it's gonna be hard to get that. Well, nothing is perfect, but really good, very good. That's number 10. So for the generic figures, or in general, not generic, sorry. In general, in terms of figure reviews, and I have 5 categories that I've made so far. That's quality, articulation, accessories, overall look, and prices. Now, if I'm doing a mold kit, or something I have to assemble, or other things, the categories will be switched out, or I'll probably add more. It just depends. So for the time being, let's talk about quality. So quality, that involves paint work, well, quality, and that goes along with quality control of the manufacturer, and engineering. So let's say for the Stormtrooper, paint up is great, although there is a little bit of paint pulling on the sheet, and that's why it got a little bit less. But overall, there's no quality control, or not a big quality control issue. Everything seems to work. And yeah, that's why I give it an 8. And moving on, now we have articulation. So articulation is a big thing for me. I like action figures, especially when you're able to pull off certain poses. So things that will deduct that is joints being stiff. I think I had a problem with that Stormtrooper with the bicep, so that might, you will get some points off. What else we have here? Certain parts that hinders his movement. I have certain figures that they have the hair molding prevents him from moving its neck. I have that on certain like Sailor Moon SH figure arts, and for Figma they have that crazy anchor hairpin, which again, it kind of hinders. That's for the Figma Cancoli stuff. And stuff like that. Or the armor is just too bulky. So they will get a little bit less on that articulation. But certain things, kind of like a robot, like the IG-88 here, you know, it has limited articulation, but you gotta consider it's a robot. So I have to consider those things also. And again, it's more of a subjective thing for me. So I'll probably let that, or I'll be more lenient on certain things sometimes, and sometimes I'm not. So that's articulation. Let's see. Well, also the points that could have improved or get more points on articulation is double joint. You know, that's always great, with the exception of well, that's gonna go with the quality where, like for me, I like my knees sculpted, the knee armor or whatever's on the knee sculpted. Sometimes they just give you a generic knee, and that's really unsightly. So certain categories will have more points than, and then it gets deducted on other categories. Next part will be accessories. Now, accessory includes the hands, the faces, if it does have one, like this, like the Figmas, SH figure arts, but like the Stormtrooper, it only has one face. Obviously, I'm not gonna consider that one. Weapons, and basically, you know, other accessory comes with. Now, in terms of hands, I like having a pair, especially for the weapons. You can build either way, be more ambidextrous, or if you want to right-handed or left-handed. I like that option. But there are certain times that the character is actually right-handed or left-handed. You only have one set, and then the other pair of hands have a different gesture. And that's understandable, as long you get a good amount that you feel like, I can do the poses that I wanted to do. So that's what I'm trying to get to. Same thing with the faces. Sometimes they just give you one or two, and it's not enough. And I was thinking of certain cases also where there's so many. I think some of the Sailor Moon or SH figures just give you so many hands that is too much. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna deduct that, but yeah, you cannot say no. If they give you more, you know, why not? And let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the accessories. And usually I just give it around 8. It's really hard to say that it would get a 10 unless it pretty much has everything and he has articulated hands and whatnot. But that's on just on rare occasion. And the next one is overall look. And this goes along with the presence of your figure among your collection, the wow factor, that kind of deal. And this one, I'm a little bit more lenient on this one. And hopefully it will kind of offset the other ones. Well, it will offset the next category I'll be talking about. But yeah, basically the overall look, that's basically what I'm going to talk about, the presence of your figure among your collection. And last but not least, for the time being, is price. So this one, it gets really a little complicated to to gauge. Now, the price-wise is subjective. There are certain times where I've justified buying a really, really expensive figure, and there are times that I'm just amazed on how cheap the figure is for how much you're getting, what you're getting at. So this one is a little bit more subjective. Obviously, for the cheap stuff, and you're getting so much out of it, that's gonna get probably a 9 or a 10. And for the high-end ones, sometimes if the quality is there, I will probably give it a 7 at the most. Again, it's because of that being expensive, but you have to factor in the quality that you're getting. But like certain ones like Sentinel, I'm a big fan of Sentinel figures. They are really expensive, but they're great. That one, I have to say, I probably have to give a 5 or 4. They're just too expensive for what they're worth. But again, the other categories will have a probably higher rating. And there's Hot Toys. I recently got the Mark 43, and that one is just amazing in terms of quality and how much you're getting out of it. It's just an amazing figure. So that one, again, probably I'm just going to go with it 7. Because factoring the quality of what you're getting at, it's a great figure. Well worth it. Oh, from my opinion, that is. And at the end, I will basically gather all the points, average it out, and I will have my overall scoring. And usually I will put a note after that one. If it gets an overall score of 7, that's fairly good. Again, you have to average out all the other ones. Like the Stormtrooper get a 7.6. And I think the limiting factor for me is, just looking at this, is articulation and price. And that will bring the points down, but I still recommend the figure. So I'll put a side note there that even though it had a low rating, or overall low rating, it's a great figure. And if you can get it for a good price, yeah, I would highly recommend getting it. And I think that's about it. I just kind of want to share this in terms of how I would rate my figures or model kits. And I would like to hear your input on this one. Yeah, let me know if you would like to be part of the review. Because again, limiting factor. We have a short attention span. And also, I'm looking for other ideas. If you want to see something different in terms of reviews, let me know. For the time being, my review has been working out. From keeping the figure inside the box, kind of just showcasing what as if you were to see it from a store, then doing a quick unboxing. Sometimes I kind of show where I removed it from the packaging and stuff, but just the figure's right there. I think it just varies if I see something unusual from the usual. And from then I do articulation tests, and I put out the details, then goes through the gimmicks and give my conclusion about the figure. That's usually my review style, which has been working. Haven't had much issues on that one. But obviously, there are other reviewers who edits their videos and does a better job. But for me, I like to keep it simple. I do collect a lot of things, and editing does take up a lot of time. And even then, like right now, with my recording, actually, I'm gonna try doing a recording at a lower setting. I don't really need to go full HD with my new camera. I just realized, since I compress it down anyways, or compile the different video clips with this review, yeah, it gets compressed down, so there's really no point of going full HD, and it saves me time uploading it too. So yeah, there's a lot of things, but if you have any recommendations or suggestions, let me know, and maybe I'll incorporate that. All right, and yeah, I think that's about it. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to ask. And sometimes it takes me a day to respond. Yeah. Busy working, or I'm just having fun out there. All right, that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for listening.